Favorite captain play for tonight, DFS Showdowns?
This is an unusual game, I think, because we have so many good choices. Like, typically there's one or two guys where it's like, these are the best players in the game. And if you're picking someone else, you're going more off the board with like a lower projecting guy. But with Murray and Stafford and Kupp, and then even Sony Michel, like, I think that there's pretty much four guys who everyone is going to kind of gravitate towards. I think that going off the board and taking DeAndre Hopkins is viable. But I think my preferred choice is just to take Kyler Murray, because I think what's going to happen is most of the Rams are going to be really popular. And I think you can get lower ownership on some supplementary Cardinals players, but I think I'd rather just play all those guys in the flex like Hopkins, maybe Christian Kirk, and just play Kyler at captain. So I think you can still make the lineup that is relatively unique without getting too crazy, because this may not be the game to go off the board. I think you do maybe need one of these four guys who just look so much better than the rest of the game. So Murray is probably my choice, just because I think the Cardinals side of the game sets up better than the Rams side of the game.
I mean, Geoff, after a 3-game absence there, he reminded us just how explosive of a scorer he could be. North of 30 DK fantasy points, and that was with just 123 passing yards.
Yeah, he threw the ball 15 times this last time out, obviously, but, rushed the ball for, I believe it was a season high, maybe 59 yards. I kind of agree. Like, I think Kyler is who you should be captaining. I think you should swallow that chalk. It's absolutely fine. There's not too many players like Kyler Murray in the NFL. And I don't even know if the ownership will necessarily get to the point that it should on Kyler Murray in this game, because there are so many other fancy options with Kupp, Stafford. People will talk themselves into guys like Van Jefferson. The only other player I don't mind captaining here is Sony Michel. The Rams did change their offense a little bit last week. They ran more jumbo packages. Sony Michel looked very good, 80 yards after contact against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who actually aren't that bad at rush defense.
Thank you.
So Michel is the other guy I would gravitate towards. But look, if we like the Rams to score some points, then Kyler's just going to be throwing more anyways, and I think he will do that. So Kyler Murray is the guy I would captain tonight for sure.
Pearce, he's not even the most expensive player on the board. Cooper Kupp, $1,200 more than Kyler Murray.
I'm going to go with DeAndre Hopkins. Matt alluded to why I like this play, and the key is the low ownership. We all know that Hopkins has great potential, and it's hard to find a plus matchup with really all these good teams and good defenses on the board, but it looks like Hopkins is going to draw a matchup with Darius Williams, who has a 59.6 PFF grade. The Rams have ranked 26th in DVOA against wide receiver number 1. I know Jalen Ramsey's there. People say, oh, Jalen Ramsey, he might shadow, he might be on him. Jalen Ramsey's playing a lot in the slot this year. He's working on, helping out with the rush attack. So I think Hopkins is going to be in a preferred spot, and people are just not going to own him. They don't want to pay the price. They're not sure based on the injury. He didn't put up a massive number last week, which is a good thing. If he would have put up a big number last week, people would be all over him. Yep. He didn't put up a big number because he didn't have to. He played 71% of the snaps, only ran 10 routes, caught his 2 targets, got a touchdown. That's because they blew out Chicago. He didn't have to do anything. And really, that's the perfect situation. He was able to ease back in from the injury. He should be close to full strength in a game where I don't think he's going to be in a tough matchup, whereas the field thinks he is in a tough matchup.